I think the defenders have been a big area. I think we're so blessed with right backs that you're leaving out quality players like Aaron Wan-Bissaka could be in there. Lamptey if he's fit.
No Kyle Walker, really.
Kyle Walker, exactly. But I've erred on the side of I like youth. I want to give youth a chance, and I think that I'm looking ahead as well. Not just this tournament. This has been a bit of a weird lead up to a tournament. Probably an understatement with a pandemic. So I'm looking at this as almost like a free hit for someone like Gareth. That you can introduce some young players, give them experience, really open them up to and expose them to what a tournament's like. And I had that when '98 when you took me to France with a squad. I didn't play one game, didn't play 1 minute, but what I learned in the days around the squad, the atmosphere at a tournament, that really put me in good stead for years to come. And I can see that with a few of the players here who are really young, inexperienced, but I think they'll be able to benefit hugely.
A lot of inexperienced defenders there for tournament. If you leave out Walker and Trippier, which would they have come into your thoughts at any point?
Walker, I think, would be the unlucky one in my squad, and he'd have really good grounds to ring me up and give me a piece of his mind.
How much is it, Glenn, when you're picking a team for a tournament? If there's a player out of form, but you know he's done it for you in the past, do you go with form or do you go with...
Can I just answer that before you give us the actual manager's point of view? The only reason being is that if it's a player, if it's Kane out of form, I get it, you can take him because you know what he brings to the party.
Yeah.
Cody at this level is inexperienced as well. So you're gambling that actually I'm going to go that he plays that role and he's good at it in the Premier League and the team he's in, and you still don't even know if he can do it with England. Yeah. So it's a bigger gamble for me in that sense.
It's interesting what he done with Trent Alexander-Arnold. If you said 3 months ago, it'd have been one of your first names, and reportedly Gareth's sort of give him the call 4 or 5 weeks ago and said, look, you need to up your game a little bit because he was on for a bit of form, and he's come back and he's been brilliant in the last few weeks. But talking about players on the peripheries, I remember 2010. I'd been to the last 2 World Cups. I've come back from an injury and I was in and out of form at Chelsea, in and out of the team, and Capello got a message to me. I think it was after the semi-final. We just beat Villa in the FA Cup semi-final, and I played. And his message was I was going to the World Cup through Ancelotti, and so I was one of them players who probably
was waiting. What's that feeling like? Are you going into games thinking who's in the stands watching from England and whatnot, or are you just oblivious to it?
Well, the last the 4 or 5 years before that, before I'd done my big injury, I was a shoe-in the squad. I was playing more often than not. I'd start on the left midfield in them 4-year spells, but then after that, it was nervous. I thought this might be. It turned out I was right. It might be my last chance to go to a World Cup. I was 30, and I just got the nod because I got into a bit of form. And I think with a player like you said, with a midfield player like me, probably thought if he's in a bit of form, I can take him. He might do something for me. Do you know what I mean? I come off the bench twice in 2010. It was my last World Cup, so I was right in that sense. But yeah, it's a nerve-wracking situation.
What else are you going to go for?
Do you know one player? He's in mine, and I don't think you picked him, but I think because we've got so much youth, like you think about first tournament, all of the midfield's first tournament. I think you have to have Kyle Walker in because he's been there and he's done it, and he wins things, and I think he's one of them that's improved without people really giving him credit for. You don't see the mistakes anymore, do you? I think he's seasoned. I'd play Kyle Walker.
And I'm going to say Walker to go in because I do agree experience counts for a lot in tournaments.
Yeah. Which one out of all of them we've chosen in all the fullbacks in our squad? Because I think with Stones and Maguire, you're 2 recognised, experienced centre-backs. Out of all of the fullbacks, whether it be left or right, which one of them do you think is the most accustomed to play either here or here?
I think Shaw.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think I've seen him do it for Man United.
Right.
He's done that. So
he's been brilliant, Shaw.
Yeah.
And Carl Walker's been brilliant as well for Man City.
Carl, Walker can play that role as well. I've seen Reece James play that role at a younger age. He was outstanding. Yeah. Obviously, this is a bit different, but I think with his experience, he could play that position.
I see Reece James playing that.
I think eventually he could end up playing.
If you want to play free and be able to come out and be comfortable in defending in wide areas.